What's up, friends? It's Mikhail Onu with Wealth and Sharing Equity Properties, also known as Wise Properties. And today I'm standing here in front of 4 townhomes that we're currently developing with 10 lots that we still have yet to develop on. We're on a takedown schedule. We're going to knock these 4 down and move on to the next set of 4. So stay tuned. We're going to walk through the property. You'll see the inside of the townhomes. And of course, I'm going to explain how I'm able to do this with no cash, no credit, and how you can learn to do the same. So let's take a look inside of one of the townhomes. Wow. So last time I was here, this was just framed, and it's only been a couple of months. So they've been able to get a lot done in these last couple of months, a lot of progress. You can see the kitchen's almost done, the cabinets, drawers, everything's gonna be done here probably by the end of this month. It'll be done here pretty quickly. Stairs coming in fine, and this is my first time seeing it in a while, so I'm actually really surprised how we've been able to get this done. But we're really on not a time crunch, but we do have a schedule right now. We're trying to get this done and sold here within these next couple of months for a couple of reasons. One, we need to get these done so we can start development on the other lots, and that's going to make our investors happy, the builder happy, ourselves happy. Everybody's going to be happy because we need to sell these homes. And people don't really want to live next to all this dirt and construction, at least, starting out. So the quicker we can get these done and get them sold, the better it is for everyone involved. So let's talk about the house. This house, all the townhomes are roughly the same size and model, about 1,600 square feet. And construction right now is going for about $95 a square foot. So multiplication tells me that construction price is going to be somewhere between 150, 155. Actually, know what it is, 150, 155. And of course, you got to factor in land costs, closing costs, and everything like that. But we're going to sell for $289,900 each. But when I say sell, we're really going to sell it twice. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But that's going to help free up credit lines for builders to go ahead and start development on the other lots. So 3-bed, 2-bath. This is the primary bedroom, primary bath. Again, a lot of progress has been done. Cabinets coming in, toilet has to come in. Shower looks really nice. I'm actually really excited about the progress that we've made here. But of course, still needs to be done. But I think we're going to finish this on schedule. We're going to get people in here to sell the houses and move on. So I'm excited about this. Again, all these kind of look the same. So we're not going to go through every single townhome, but now I'm going to talk a little bit more about how we are able to get this done, no cash, no credit necessary, and then how we're going to take this down in the amount of time that we are, which is roughly maximum about a year, and talk about the different roles that people play within a development ecosystem. So let me take you guys and show you guys again the townhomes again, and let's talk about it. All right, so you're probably wondering, Mikhail, how are you able to develop these properties? How are you finding the land? How are you finding the builder? Where are you getting your resources from? How is this possible? Well, I'm going to explain it to you the best way I know how, and that's by explaining to you and breaking down the real estate ecosystem for my business, okay? So within my business and what I do, there are really 4 types of roles that you can play, okay? Number 1, which is what I do, I act as the deal architect, all right? So what does that mean? So I may find the deal, or somebody may bring me the deal, and we may combine minds and bring our expertise to the table. So when I say expertise, we'll sit down, look at the numbers, and figure out how we can get this done, get our investors what they're looking for, get ourselves what we're looking for, and any other parties that we have within the project, get them what they're looking for within a specified time frame. Now that may be 30 days, 3 months, a year, 180 days, it does not matter. We need to make sure that we're helping our members reach their goals in that time frame. So that's what I do. I get these deals, I bring these deals, I collaborate with my fellow entrepreneurs like Steven you met in my last video and other entrepreneurs. We put our brain power together and figure out how we can get this done. In addition to that, we also bring other resources. For example, I may have this deal and I may know how to get the deal done, but I may not have the investors needed to actually acquire the property or develop the property. So I may call one of my fellow entrepreneurs and say, hey, do you have someone, or do you yourself, or can you give me $500,000? I'll get you 25% back in 8 months. That's just an example. It varies depending on what we do for our members and for ourselves. So, we had this kind of joint venture structure to where sometimes I'll have it all. Sometimes I'll have the deal. Sometimes I'll do it myself. Sometimes, not all myself, but sometimes I'll bring the investor. Sometimes I'll have, all the other parts that are needed to get the deal done. But most of the time, and this is really the smarter way to do it, I get help. So to answer your question, no, this is not all me. This is me with a good amount of other people collaborating to get this deal done. What I bring is the expertise, the brain power, and a couple of resources that I'm going to explain in a second to help get the deal done. So that's member number one, role one within the real estate ecosystem. Number two is the home buyer, okay? Home buyer can be a tenant if you're doing a rental property. It can be a regular retail home buyer if you're, trying to fix and flip a house or sell new construction. And what I do and what we do is we find these people for these projects and incentivize them to already be within the project and win with us. So Mikhail, why are you finding home buyers before you're starting these deals? Well, here's why. The highest level of risk you can have when you're selling a property is it not selling for what you are trying to sell it for. So for example, build these homes. I want to sell them for $289,000. But if I don't have a buyer already in place, I'm just guessing that it can sell for that much. It's a complete guess. Now, it's an educated guess, an informed guess, but it's a guess nonetheless. And so what I do and what we do is find these people, plug them in on the deal before we even start. You cannot take less risk out of a real estate transaction than selling a home before you buy it. That goes for fix and flips. That goes for new builds. That goes for whatever deal we have to where that makes the most sense. So when we find these people, now that could be someone who was just recently looking for a home. That could be someone that, tried to buy a house but couldn't qualify for a couple of different reasons. And we get creative with them as well. For example, if you can't qualify for traditional financing, maybe we'll hold on to the property and owner finance it to you. Or maybe we'll do a lease option for you, or if you can qualify, we'll sell it to you at a good price to where you can have some built-in equity. It just depends. It depends on what the deal lets us do. And so that's role number two, and that's the most important part of the deal because that does a couple of things for us. One, it almost eliminates a lot of the risk. Now there's risk within the process, but you at least know that you have somebody at the end who's gonna buy your property. And we find that person before we even start the project, okay? Two, it incentivizes investors and other people who wanna collaborate because they know that, hey, these people, like if I came to you and said, hey, let's say your name is Mike. Hey, Mike, I have a property right now that I can go buy for $115. I already have a buyer at $145. Would you be willing to purchase this property at $115 so you can make X return on your money within a specific time frame, right? That sounds a whole lot better than saying, hey, Mike, I have this property that I want you to buy for $115. I think it can sell for $145, but I guess we'll have to just decide and let Realtor.com and Zillow and our agents do what they do. That sounds a whole lot better and incentivizes people much, much more, and they're more likely to collaborate with you if you have all aspects of the deal accounted for. So we talked about the deal architect, we talked about the home buyer. Number three, which is really what I brought for this project, as well as expertise. And this is another very, very pivotal part of what we do, and that's landlords, okay? Of course, we're talking about people who, have rental properties, or, they hold on to the property and then somebody pays them per month, whether it's a rental situation, Airbnb situation, or long-term, short-term rental, whether it's a owner finance type deal, whatever it is. And here's why that's so important. I talked a little bit earlier about selling a house twice, and this is what I mean. So we have contingencies in place if we can't find a home buyer partner, or if we can, but they can't qualify for the home. So what we'll do is we'll have a landlord come in and refinance to pay our investors out, hold on to the property, and get either rental income or interest from the tenant. That's one way to do it. So if we're selling the house twice, we sold it to a landlord and a home buyer partner. You cannot take more risk out of a real estate transaction than that. And that's what we do here. So for this deal, having these landlords in place helped us out because we were able to sell these properties already, which would free up the lines for the builder to build more, right? We get contracts on these properties. These people are ready to buy it at $289,000, right? Now, we may sell it again to a retail buyer, or we may hold on to it, but nonetheless, the builder's happy because they can continue to build and they got their profit. The investors are happy because they got their money back. We're happy because we're able to expedite the process, and the builder's happy for that reason, of course, as well. And the landlord's happy because they either A, have no money in the project, they're just using their credit, or B, have just a down payment in, which they'll get back, or C, they're able to get cash flow per month from a tenant, or again, if we try to wrap another mortgage around it, they get the interest from that. So I just named 3 different roles within a real estate transaction that everybody wins. And that's for whatever deal, not just new construction. That goes for flips, that goes for short-term, long-term rentals, that goes for anything that it makes sense for. And so I'm able, and we bring these type of project resources to the table as entrepreneurs. So what is a landlord? Now, not everybody can be a landlord. I know that's the hope, and that's part of my mission, is to get everyone in that position. But typically, a landlord is someone who has the proper employment history, has the proper income, and has the proper credit score that, if needed, can come in and, be that landlord on the property, on multiple properties. And so that's kind of the home buyer and the landlord are the bread and butter of what I and we do here, and what we continue to do, because that's really, really, really eliminating a lot of the risk within a real estate deal. And that's allowing us to move forward much quicker than you possibly could by yourself. Imagine if I was the person who found the lots, who was also a builder, who also wanted to be the landlord, but also wanted to live in the house as a tenant. You're asking a lot of somebody, you're asking a lot of me, or if you're doing this yourself, you're asking a lot of somebody to take on all that risk. So if each person stays in their lane and stays in their role, you agree to the risk that you have. So that spreads the risk and almost eliminates it, which allows us to scale. That's the name of the game. This is one project. There's plenty more projects going on that I'm going to show. I'm going to show most of them, if not all. And all these are going on at the same time because we have all these different resources that we're getting together, and we're able to move quickly and get deals done. So we talked about 3 out of the 4. The deal architect, the landlord and the home buyer and landlord. The last but certainly not least, that's somebody who's bringing the capital to the table if necessary, right? So let's say, for instance, that example that I had with the flip, buy and give for $115. You may have all the credit in the world, trying to just buy this cash, looking for that amount. You can't do that. So what we'll do is have somebody with the capital to come in and buy the property, right? And then they'll make what they make. And that's when I mean investor. That's pretty much private money, right? That is private money. But the difference is that they're in a collaboration mindset, so it's not us versus them, it's us together, right? And so you have these roles within the ecosystem, none more important than the other. They all are needed to take the deal down together, right? For example, I can go in, let's say I'm a landlord or somebody that, you know, is a home buyer or somebody with the capital, the proper capital. You may have all those things, but how are you going to find the deal? How are you going to execute the deal? It may take you 5 years to do something like this, whereas it'll take, you know, us together and my, you know, other entrepreneurs that we may collab with a year, maybe even less than that, 6 to 8, 9 months. So that's why I always stress the importance of collaboration, and that's how I'm able to scale and grow my real estate portfolio in a fraction of the time. For myself, no cash, no credit, but I'm doing all the groundwork. I'm putting my brain to the test. Other people are passive. I am active in these projects. I am here, you know, facilitating this, making sure everything's done. And for this one, it's not just me. It's a couple of other entrepreneurs that we're all collaborating. You know, I bring some landlords. Someone may bring an investor. Someone else brought the deal. Someone else knew the builder to actually get the building, the construction done. So we're just collaborating and making it all work. So if you want to learn more about how exactly I and we do this and how we're able to extremely limit the risk for any one person involved in a real estate transaction, are you someone that wants to grow your real estate portfolio at a much faster pace than you could have done by yourself, you can give me a call, visit our website, www.wealthandsharingequity.com. Send me an email at monu@wealthandsharingequity.com. I'd be happy to contact you, go through, give me a call, of course, 832-922-3800, and I'd be so happy to, you know, talk to you and see how I can help you move forward. Thanks for tuning in. I'm excited about this project, but that's not all, because I'm going to show you much more in the future. So again, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.